This video is brought to you by Straight Goods News, Canada's alternative online news source. Visit straightgoods.ca.
You were talking in the House today about how basically the Conservatives don't support the CBC and the cuts that they've done to CBC drama. Would you elaborate on those points that you made in the House?
Well, culture has to be seen in two different ways. We've got to think about culture as a thing that celebrates who we are as a country, and also something that contributes quite handsomely to the Canadian economy. And cuts to CBC radio drama is just another way in which the Conservatives show that they don't get the way arts and culture feeds into the Canadian economy, and they also don't understand that this is a unique way that we express ourselves as Canadians, and they've just cut it at the knees.
You're part of the artistic community. What is the face of these cuts in the artistic community?
Well, the way in which Canadian creators nurture excellence is by having the opportunity to present their work, having the opportunity to engage with mentors, and this is one of the ways in which the CBC has always provided a great forum for Canadian artists, and this is why cuts like the one to CBC radio drama just are very misdirected, misguided, because we've also got international Canadian stars who are able to find their way up the chain by having the opportunity to do things like work on CBC radio drama, and this is the kind of thing we lose it today. And we lose it for future Canadian artists who won't have that opportunity. And that, to me, is one of the most important and egregious parts of these cuts.
Would you mind suggesting a few examples of that?
Well, you see people like Christopher Plummer and Russell Peters, people I've mentioned, but there's also many writers and producers who were able to get their chops. Working in almost anonymity, working on their craft. These are the kind of opportunities that we need to give to Canadian artists, and when we do that, we're investing in our economy, in the Canadian economy.
And when we don't do that, what happens to these people?
Well, quite simply, what happens to these people is they end up going where the jobs are, and too often that means we lose them to Hollywood, we lose them to New York, we lose them to London. We need to create an arts economy here in Canada that's vibrant and exciting and keeps our Canadian artists creating here, because they see that this is where the action is, this is where the opportunity is, and this is the best springboard for their career. And I'd argue as well that a vibrant Canadian arts culture is one of our best ways to present ourselves to the world.